Medical device sales is one of the most sought after career paths because of the income potential. You can make multiple six figures without needing lots of experience. The day to day autonomy and freedom and flexibility. You basically get to be an entrepreneur, but with the stability of a W 2. It has some of the most long term career potential because you're in a healthcare recession proof industry, but you can also ascend into so many other facets of medical device sales. And it's also personally rewarding and fulfilling because you're playing a direct role in healthcare, partnering with physicians and surgeons. And finally, it's exciting and it's dynamic. You're not stuck behind a desk all day. You're out and about, you're face to face, you're in a new environment each day. But those are also the exact reasons why it's so difficult to break into medical device sales, because everybody wants to be in medical device sales. So from somebody who broke into medical device sales with nothing but retail experience and who helps people of all backgrounds every single day to break into medical device sales in as quickly as 6 weeks, I'm going to break down the exact 3 steps that you need to take in order to land your first high paying medical device sales role and to break into the industry like an absolute pro. If you're new here, this is the Break Into Medical Device Sales YouTube channel and podcast, the best place for all free information pertaining to breaking into the medical device sales industry from industry experts. So the process that we're going to break down today are the same 3 steps that everybody needs to break into the medical device industry. So what I'm talking about is not some secret magic formula that's exclusive to me. This is exactly the process that everybody needs to go through in order to break into medical device sales. The only difference is we're going to talk about how to do them at a high level, okay? So the first phase is all about positioning your personal brand. The second phase is all about networking effectively into medical device sales. And then the third phase is about nailing the interview process. And it sounds very simple at a bird's eye view, but I'm telling you just from my experience of doing this day in and day out with people of all skill levels breaking into medical device sales, if these 3 things do not work in tandem, you will not break in, okay? These need to be all done at an exceptionally high level in order for you to do this. To elaborate on these a little bit further, phase 1 is all about building your personal brand so that way you look the part as a medical device sales rep before you even open your mouth and even before you start networking. Phase 2 is all about actually getting referrals from the inside of medical device sales so they actually give you job opportunities instead of the other way around. And then finally, the interview process speaks for itself. Medical device sales interview process is a beast, and if you don't know how to navigate it, it can be extremely challenging. So let's go ahead and dive into phase 1 first. Now, what do I mean by personal brand? No, I'm not talking about dancing on TikTok. I'm talking about specifically your resume, your LinkedIn, and your industry knowledge and acumen, okay? And some of the many mistakes that I see is using a generic one-size-fits-all resume. Most people will just pay some guy on Fiverr to make like a sales-specific resume, which again, that is a little bit better than just, not having any sales terminology in your resume. But keep in mind that medical device sales is very industry specific. This is a different sales environment, and it's not just about showing numbers on your resume. It's about actually talking about the specific transferable skills into med device, right? Now, the second mistake that I see is treating LinkedIn just like an online resume, right? At the end of the day, your LinkedIn profile is actually the only glimpse that these companies and recruiters will see of you before they get to talk to you. That is, of course, unless you have your presence on some sort of recruiting or agency platform like the folks here at Med Device Sales Academy. But with that being said, your LinkedIn is the only representation of you before they speak with you. And then one of the biggest mistakes here is actually no industry or sales acumen specifically about medical device sales. You see, it's okay to not have experience in medical device sales, but keep in mind that you're going to be going up against 500-600 other people that are also beginners to the industry. So if you have more knowledge of the industry and specifically the sales process in the industry, this helps you to stand out so much because you can speak to it during the networking and interviewing phases, which makes you sound like you already know and understand the business, which would make you an effective rep. Things like the products, the sales cycle, or how med reps actually sell day to day, it shows like right away. Some fun facts here: recruiters typically spend about 5 seconds on your resume, but most will look at your LinkedIn before they actually ever talk to you. And the most important question that you're going to be asked throughout every single phase of this entire process is why medical device sales? So it's really important that you have a good answer for that. Now, I'm just going to pause here for a second and really emphasize something. A good resume and a good LinkedIn alone will not allow you to break into this industry. This is literally the least important part out of everything else we're going to talk about here today. I have seen people with terrible resumes and LinkedIn's break in. I was one of those people. And by no means just having a good resume and LinkedIn will allow you to get opportunities. Now, I will say on the flip side, if your resume and LinkedIn is above average, sometimes you'll get pulled into opportunities alone just from that. We've had several clients at Med Device Sales Academy literally just get pulled into interviews because they were blown away by the resume. We made it very, very, very industry specific. So we're going to talk about that now. So here's what you do want to do in this phase 1 of things. The first is you want to build an industry specific resume, okay? You want to reframe your wins in the language that med device sales managers actually care about, right? So these are things like quota attainment, territory growth, B2B selling, and clinical exposure. Now, I would strongly suggest that you do a deep dive into what medical device sales is really like. And I actually mean the sales process, not just day to day, because selling to a hospital or a healthcare facility is a more long-winded, sophisticated sale. And if you don't understand how that works, it's going to be very difficult for you to talk about how your experience has prepared you for that. Just to really drive this point home, guys, I post a lot on LinkedIn, and a national director of sales from the UK reached out to me. So we had a conversation, and I asked him point blank, for beginners that are interviewing in medical device sales, what helps them stand out? And he said, Vince, everybody's coachable, hungry, enthusiastic, they've got a pretty smile, but none of them talk about the damn sales process. He said, that's what I want to see. I want to see that they understand what it takes to actually get deals done and revenue produced. So fortunately for you, if you're on this channel, this podcast, we've got plenty of free information on that. Now, the next thing to do is engineer a med device ready LinkedIn. Now, again, very industry specific. I'd suggest that if you have no clue where to start, just to study other medical device sales reps. But having a good headline, a good banner, a good professional bio and summary, these are important. While they will not land you the job by any means, they still represent who you are. And they still are the only glimpse that a company will see of you before they invite you to a conversation. You want to look like a credible candidate, and you want to make sure that all that super industry specific terminology that you put into that resume, we also put on our LinkedIn all over the place. And then finally, the third phase here is to develop real industry and sales knowledge. I'm talking about really understand how medical device sales works. You don't need to be an expert, but the more that you know about how to actually move the needle in medical device sales, the more you're going to stand out versus a million other beginner candidates. So now let's move on to phase two. And this is by far the most important component of this list. Just to really emphasize the power of networking into medical device sales, almost all jobs are landed by referrals. When I broke into medical device sales, the job I landed was never even posted. I recently shared a video on this channel from Phil. He was a Starbucks barista that broke into a multi-billion-dollar medical device company in 6 weeks. That job was never posted. We have clients and students that are pulled into interviews as quickly as 2 weeks, not because they applied, but because they networked so effectively. Your objective here is to build contacts from within medical device sales so they invite you to opportunities, because randomly applying for jobs is the best way to fail. So let me actually talk about some of the biggest mistakes that we see on the medical device networking front and how you can position yourself better. These are by far the most common mistakes. First are spray and pray applications, which is just applying to hundreds of positions on LinkedIn and Indeed and just waiting. Terrible strategy. Remember, guys, you're going for a multi-$100,000 per year sales job. You need more effort than that. Again, by the time a job is posted, there are hundreds of applicants. I've given so many examples of this on this channel. And in addition to that, in most circumstances, the company posts it just as a formality. They already have an idea of which candidates are the best fits by the time they post it online. HR just needs to post it. Now, another mistake is reaching out to people with absolutely no strategy. This is probably the biggest culprit for those spinning their wheels trying to get into medical device sales for years. And it's this like random spray and pray message technique where they just reach out to any and every rep and they say the same thing that everybody says. Guys, take it from somebody who gets these messages 50 to 100 times a day. Hey, I really want to get medical device sales. I was hoping I could pick your brain and ask for advice. It's like, dude, like everybody sent me that message. The best messages kind of get right to the point. They show research, they show relevance, and they also give reasons to respond. They find some common ground and establish a connection and a personal connection. The third biggest mistake, and this is the one that makes me cringe, is reaching out to people and literally asking for jobs. They go right to hiring managers. They just ruin their first impression. They go right to recruiters thinking a recruiter is going to help them. Guys, just to touch on this, the way that recruiters get paid is based on the compensation of the reps that they place. And they also want to maintain their reputation. So it makes way more financial and career professional sense for recruiters to only work with top level talent, not beginners. And they tease people all day. They just take conversations. That's what a recruiter does. They take conversations all day, every day saying, oh yeah, well, I'm hiring for this company, but they have no incentive to place beginners into the industry. They want to place A-level talent because that's how they get paid. And if that person doesn't perform, they don't get paid. So I'm sorry, if you're a beginner to the industry, there is a very low chance a recruiter is going to help you. 70% of medical device hires happen through referrals, not job boards. And I can tell you the best jobs come from referrals, not from postings. The average med device job seeker sends out about 200 applications. However, one single referral can outweigh every single one of those applications. So how do we actually network effectively? How do people in Med Device Sales Academy get dozens of reps inviting them to job opportunities? Here's what we do. First off is actual strategic targeting of the companies and the positions that you're going after. Here's the thing. A great way to not make any progress is to pursue the same positions that 500 other people are going for. The Stryker associate role, the Medtronic associate role. Of course, they're going to have 500 applicants. Now, you could still target those companies, but be more strategic about which divisions you're going to go for, especially the ones that are the best fits for you specifically. Then the next thing is to do intentional rep outreach. It's one thing to reach out to reps looking for advice on breaking into the industry. It's another thing to specifically target the reps based on their positions, their roles within the company, their geographies, and actually tailor the conversations to them in a way that gets them to actually respond and not just ghost you. Great way to do this is to be part personalized, part business, but also to build relationships. We're not here just to ask for jobs. We're here to ask for industry insight and ask really good questions. So if you go through a lot of the free content on this channel, on this podcast, you'll be a little bit more informed on better ways to ask questions when networking with reps. Now, the third thing is to build a referral network before you actually need them, okay? The power of networking is not just in the initial conversations that you have with reps, it's the follow-up over time. A rep and a connection that you talk to today might not invite you to opportunities for months down the line, but it's still a great opportunity nonetheless. When I broke into medical device sales, I interviewed for a position. I didn't get the role, but from all the networking that I did at that company, several other reps knew me, liked me, they saw me as a great future candidate, and immediately invited me to future opportunities. So follow up, but also add value during your follow-up. Don't just make it like a, hey, just touching base, it's been 2 weeks. You want to create reasons to follow up. Hey, I'm updating you on my journey because you introduced me to this person, ABC. Target companies, reps, and positions strategically that are actually a fit for you, your background, and your desires. Connect with them at a personal level with really great questions, understanding how they broke into the industry, what they do, but then make yourself stand out during those connections by demonstrating yourself as a valuable rep that you're positioning yourself for in the future. You don't want them to just see you as a friend. You want them to see you as a performer that will be a good asset to the team in the future, and that it's really about how you conduct those conversations. And then finally, stay top of mind. There's a student that we have here at Med Device Sales Academy who actually came up with this really creative LinkedIn posting strategy, and he started doing this constantly and constantly and constantly, and before you knew it, he actually had companies and reps reaching out to him saying, dude, did you apply because I want to interview you? Now, that's not completely necessary, but the point is to stay relevant, to stay top of mind, and the only way that you do that is by being strategic, being vocal, and being valuable. So now let's talk phase 3, which is mastering the med device interview process. Biggest mistakes: winging it instead of preparing. This is an obvious one. And here's the thing: the med device sales interview process is very, very unique. This is not just a standard 1, 2, 3, meet with a manager, meet with HR, done. This is usually a complex interview process involving field rides, ride-along, business sales presentations, panel interviews. And without properly networking and preparing for this, it's really easy to bomb this. I talk to so many people that have been trying to get into med device sales for 2 to 3 years, and they're getting interviews. They just can't get through the interviews. It is extremely important to capitalize on these interviews, and you really need to prepare the right way. And you do that by understanding the full interview process. And then also networking. Networking is really valuable for this because they give you the answers to the interviews. The second is talking like a candidate and not a rep. It's funny, most people go into these interviews expecting to have the corporate jargon. And of course you do want to be buttoned up, but at the end of the day, they also want to see your genuine personality and that you're a personality fit for the company, the team, the culture, and then also representing yourself in front of a physician. At the end of the day, you're a sales rep. You need to demonstrate yourself as such, not a business analyst who's robotic and corporate. And then the third mistake is there's no follow-up, there's no leave behind, there's no closing. The med device interview process, the biggest area of opportunity to show that you're a salesperson in the med device sales interview process is the follow-up and the closing of each interview. So there's anywhere from 4 to 6 rounds, but one bad round is enough for you to lose the opportunity. And keep in mind, even if you make it to the final round, you're typically still up against 2 to 3 other candidates. My very first final round interview process in medical device sales, I did not get the job. So what do? Okay, of course I have more lengthy videos on the interview process, but for right now, here's the thing. First, have a great interview prep system. You want to learn the medical device sales interview process to a T, know what to expect, and prepare for them individually. This is not a one-size-fits-all approach. The best way to understand this is by networking with people at the company. So you gather all this information, and then when you have all this information, you can leverage it the right way strategically throughout the interview process. Now, the second solution is to build custom-tailored interview assets. This is a lot more important than you think. The med device sales interview process typically expects that you have at the bare minimum a 30, 60, 90, a brag book, and sometimes a business plan presentation where they want to see exactly what you're going to do when they drop you in the territory. Again, without this, you're just like everyone else. And they do want to see a brag book. I was the type of guy who was, a little bit more timid and humble when I first broke into medical device sales. So I was nervous about doing something like this, but they do want to see your achievements. They do want to see how you've been a top performer in your previous roles. So don't be afraid to talk about that and demonstrate that wherever you go, you get results. And then finally, close the interviews like sales meetings. This is so crucial, and it's like a bare minimum expectation in medical device sales interviews now. Ask for the next step. Handle any objections or concerns about you moving on to the next round. Follow up intentionally. This is the only area of the interview process where you actually get to demonstrate you're a sales rep. So prepare, bring assets, and close every single interview. So all in all, those are the 3 phases that everyone needs to take in order to break into the medical device sales industry. This isn't rocket science, and it's not reinventing the wheel. This is the same process that everybody uses to break into the industry, but it's a matter of doing it at the highest level because it's no longer enough to just skate your way through any of these. It used to be that way, but now it is 10 times more competitive. The job market is thin, it's tough. So in order for you to actually succeed, all 3 of these need to be working in perfect harmony to the highest level. But when given consistent effort, opportunities can open up very, very quickly. We've had Med Device Sales Academy students go through this process to a T and have way too many opportunities on their plate in just weeks. But if I could boil it down, position yourself the right way, look the part before you even open your mouth, network your way into the industry so you have have a Rolodex of medical device reps that see you as a future fit and invite you to opportunities. And then when you actually get that opportunity, you need to capitalize on it on the first try. And you do that through proper preparation and closing. So I hope you found this whole video valuable and informative to you breaking into medical device sales. I can tell you this, once you get on the other side of this industry, so many doors begin to open up in your life, both financially and professionally. Now, if you're actively looking to break into medical device sales as quickly as possible, we have two options for you. The first is to join Med Device Sales Academy. This is our one-on-one consulting and coaching program to fast track your process in the medical device sales industry in as little as 6 weeks. And we do this by optimizing all three of those things in tandem, auditing everything that you do one-on-one every step of the way. And in addition to that, bringing opportunities that come to us that we can share with the community. We've had students get pulled into opportunities at Smith & Nephew, Medtronic, Zimmer Biomet, Hologic, Intuitive, of all backgrounds, bachelor's, no bachelor's, sales experience, no sales experience, clinical experience, nurses. So if you're interested in breaking into the high-paying world of medical device sales as quickly as possible, click the link in the description below and fill out a short application to schedule a call with the team to see if that's a fit. Otherwise, if you're just looking for some free information, this podcast, this YouTube channel, it is by far the best place to be on the internet for all things breaking into medical device sales.